Hello. Welcome to the Coffee Bean Experience.
My name is Isaiah.
My name's Dave. Why'd you have to take a drink right when I took a drink? Did you know there's like a theory out there about social cues and how when people do, that's like the whole premise of yawning. Did you know that?
Yeah, I was going to say something about that. Yawning.
Yeah, like when you yawn, you're more likely to make someone else yawn.
Isn't that weird?
Social cues. But I just took a drink, you took a drink.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. But it's almost like when like you yawn, it's like it's my brain like inhabits it as like a yawning thing. Like I have to yawn after you yawn.
So you were just giving me a bunch of attitude about getting the program going, and yet you were giving me attitude.
Yeah. And
you said something off air that was kind of revealing.
It's just frustrating. I don't know. I feel a lot more impatient than I normally am.
Because you even acknowledge
Hormones.
why, though. Hormones and stuff. Yeah, but dude, your body's going through mass changes. We have, stress going on with this whole coronavirus madness.
Yeah.
And you've got stress, you're hurt,
Yeah, it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
It's all really bottled in.
Yeah. So anyway, we're doing a session right now. We wanted to do a coronavirus check-in. Like things have like catapulted to an all new level of insanity.
They really have, and it's kind of absurd, really.
Why do you think it's absurd?
I think it's absurd because it's not okay. So again, and I don't take this lightly, guys. I have grandparents too, and this is like a serious thing if you're infected and you're close to people that are infected. And regardless if you are close or you have people that are infected, you need to take like necessary precautions, just like sanitize your hands.
Hand sanitizer.
Hands. I can't speak English. Just don't touch your balls and then go over in your face.
Why do you have to go there right now?
Anyways, so just take normal precautions. Just be healthy, right? Don't eat junk food all the time, Isaiah, and just. I don't think it's necessary to skip the party tonight because the coronavirus is like a thing and you're like so scared because the coronavirus. Like I don't think that's necessary. Like I was talking to my grandma today and she was like, because I was making fun of the coronavirus, I was like, oh, I think this is all so silly because I think it is silly. I think it's not that big of a deal. And she was like, well, it is a big deal. I'm like, well, it's really not.
Was grandma saying it's a big deal tonight?
She was saying it's a big deal.
Which
you should
grandma?
look up Grandma Ida. You should look up how many people are infected.
I already know. Worldwide?
Recently. No, in the U.S.
In U.S. Well, I know
how many people
Pierce
have
County.
died and how many people are infected. Because it's crazy. People are... okay, when H1N1 was a thing, the swine flu, when that was a thing, schools weren't getting shut down. Ensley wasn't about to propose us all trapped in our houses. No. What's happening is nothing. Nothing was happening, right? So why all of a sudden is something happening? Why magically? Because it's so much. And then there's those like theorists that are like, oh well, it's a big deal. Like it's a big deal. Like this is a big deal. It's just ridiculous, man. I don't get it. What's happened, bro? Like the U.S. is gonna be. Oh boy, if this continues, man, this is gonna be absurd. I need to stop messing with my microphone, dude. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think it's silly, and I think
total affected in the United States 7,715.
7,000. So that's gone up. That's gone up.
And total deaths are 125.
125
in the U.S. But
that's
I like
that many.
but I like to put it in perspective of percentages, right? So, let's see, how many deaths? 125, and this is Johns Hopkins. Source is Center for System Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University, which is totally legit. 7,715 divided by, let's just say 330 million is 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000. 2 10,000ths of a percent. 2 10,000ths of a percent totally infected.
That's ridiculous.
People that have died. And again, I like how you put it in perspective. Like we have grandparents too. We love our grandparents. We don't want to see them die.
Right.
125 people.
In the world.
No. 125 people
Sorry,
in the United States.
My bad. Out of what's our population?
About 330 million.
330 million? Okay.
Yeah. So this is 1, 10, 100, 1, 10.
That's less than I thought. I actually thought, because there's people that are dumb
100,000,
and thought there was like 30,000 deaths.
100,000.
Get that? There's only 125 deaths, dude.
3/100,000th of our population have died from the coronavirus.
3 what?
3/100,000th%.
Oh my
Not even
days.
3%. 3/100,000th%.
That's ridiculous.
Now I'm just looking, guys. I'm just googling all this.
And if you don't believe us, go Google it, please. Go Google it. Don't. You know what? Actually, I edge you.
You edge you?
No. What?
Dude, you're having.
I'm having some English grammar issues. I've been out of school for a week now. You know. Thanks, Inslee. I appreciate it. I've been having some grammatical errors. I urge you. There you go. I urge you to go look it up. Don't listen to us. Listen to us. Listen to us. It's good to listen to news networks.
And I'm actually just looking at, like, this is New York Times right here. How does coronavirus compare to the flu?
New York Times is crazy.
They say that
crazy
coronavirus is going to have 3.4% mortality rate, and flu is around 0.1, not even a percent, average season flu. But they say this, right?
I mean, New York Times isn't very accurate, right?
Well, New York Times is not conservative by any stretch.
Oh, heck no.
But I'm
it's
just
not
trying
even
to
about being conservative. It's just about being accurate. I'm pretty sure they have a pretty bad history of not being accurate with the P's. Okay, I'm not touching the mic the rest of the podcast, okay? If it's good, it's bad, whatever, bro. Okay? Dude, I'm getting this earbuds next. Next podcast, we're going to get earbuds so we can hear each other. I mean, not hear each other, so we can actually hear, like, if we're...
So, between October 1st, 2019 and February 2020...
Guess what?
Flu season hitting stride in the U.S. So far, the CDC has estimated, based on weekly influenza surveillance, that at least 12,000 people have died from influenza between October 1st, 2019 and February 1st, 2020. And the number of deaths may be as high as 30,000. So from October of last year to February, 12 to 30,000 people have died from the flu.
It's ridiculous. Why aren't
CDC estimates that up to 31 million Americans have caught the flu this season, with 210,000 to 370,000 flu sufferers hospitalized because of the virus.
Why aren't we shutting down schools year-round? Why isn't it homeschool?
Yeah. So this is my point, though, is... Overall, CDC estimates that 12,000 and 61,000 deaths.
What'd you say, Inslee? You want to fight me, boy?
Blamed on the flu.
It's ridiculous.
Annually since 2010.
So there's people that spread rumors. They're like, oh, no, there's more like
61,000 deaths annually since 2010.
What about world? How many deaths are in the world?
300 to 600,000 from the flu.
From the flu?
Yeah. And there's a total of like 5,000 deaths worldwide from the coronavirus.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So basically where we're at here in Washington, just so you know, is all of our schools have been shut down. Colleges have been shut down. Statewide
it's a statewide
moratorium. There's even talk now of
not being in school for the rest of the year.
Of not being in school for the rest of the year.
But also...
Actually, no. There's just now statewide talk of
tell him Dave, preach.
Home restrictions.
Yep, like not being able to leave your house, dude.
So my question is, what do you guys think? My question is, what facts do you have about the coronavirus?
And it's also like you've said this before, even before Dave. Like, it's not even all about facts. Like, facts are important, but everything shouldn't be factually based.
What do you mean?
Like some things have to be your opinion, right? Don't you agree? Facts aren't everything.
Yeah, somewhat.
Facts are a lot of it.
Facts should be the basis of your
foundation.
Opinion.
No, I agree.
Because otherwise,
otherwise it's all your opinion.
Yeah.
No, right. It's all in your head. It's all made up. But I think some of it has to be like your like when you say a fact like women over the age of 35, statistically speaking, decide to drop out of the workforce and go home and raise children. Mm-hmm. Yada yada yada.
Yeah,
that's a fact. You're referring, and then you go on. I'm just giving you an example.
You're referring to equal. Yeah, but that's a statement referring to equal pay.
Right, and then I say something like
pay equity.
I say something like because men urge them to, or something like that. That's my opinion, right? You have to have your opinion into that, and that's part of an argument, and that's part of a discussion. But anyways, that's a different subject. That's a different podcast. Go back to the amazingness.
Well, it's a different subject, but your point is very valid, and that is facts. A really good talk show host, which I'm going to avoid saying his name, so
you don't get hate.
Whatever, and so I don't get like pigeonholed boxed into a certain category, because I actually listen to a lot of different.
Yeah, we listen.
I listen to a lot of different.
I've listened to Don Lemon a couple of times.
Don Lemon is weird, wacko job. That dude's wacko.
I don't
understand
how he thinks.
He's so wacko, dude, and it's not because he's liberal or a Democrat. He's wacko because he's emotionally unstable. He's literally emotionally unstable.
He's crazy.
But anyway, a really good talk show host says facts don't care about your feelings, and there's truth to that. I understand that you have to have your feelings and you have your opinion,
right?
But you have to look at the facts.
Yeah, for sure.
And nobody is looking at the facts. Right. We are not Italy. Italy's age population, elderly, retired, senior citizen population is like 30%.
Well, and they drink and they smoke.
Well, dude, everyone drinks and smokes.
Well, right, but I mean that doesn't help. So people want to ignore the fact what Italy's majority an elderly population country. Okay, so that it has a lot to do with why they're defecating from this.
Defecating. Defecating means to poop.
See what I'm talking about? You guys see what I'm talking about? They're suffering from this flu because of their age and stuff like that. So it's all madness, dude. And yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, so I'm just gonna read demographics of estimated population. This is Wikipedia again. We're just Googling.
Yep.
Estimated population 60 million. Yeah, Google this. I'll check all my facts, man.
Maybe he read it wrong. He's an old man.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Let's see. Demographic statistics. 13% of their population is between 55 and 64. What is this? You're just supposed to be talking while I'm not.
Oh, wait.
22% is 65 and older. So combine that with 55, and you're looking at 30, 22, 35%.
Yep.
Above 55.
Yep. 35% of their entire what's their population?
60 million or so.
Jeepers.
Yeah, 60, almost 61. 60.6. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 62 million. What is it? What did it say here?
Guess what?
Yeah, so anyway, we're not Italy.
Right. But I wonder what our population of elderly people, and I consider elderly, you're a little bit older, it's a little bit harder for you to walk, maybe like 65, 50, 65, above 60 probably, I would consider elderly, or older, for sure, at least.
I'm looking United States up right now.
Yep, it's a good idea. Good idea.
Should have the same. So we have 60. Did they get percentages here? What the heck? Oh, here we go. 5%, 65, 4%, 3. Basically, maybe 10% of our population is 65 and older. 4, 3, 7, 7, 2, 9, 9, 10, 11, 12%. Let's call it 13% of our population is 65 and older versus 35 of Italy's.
Our population is 65 of...
65 and older is only 12%.
Of our population.
United
And
States.
Italy's 35%.
35%.
That's ridiculous. And
Of
people,
course.
people want to
And
ignore that.
what age of people is most affected by the coronavirus?
Elderly people, probably people
Over
over
65,
Yep.
over 70.
Yep.
But
So basically, what we're trying to say here is, it's very imperative.
say
that
what
you look
you're
at the
trying to say,
facts.
by the way, because I might not agree.
Okay,
Just
that's
saying.
fair. That's fair. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is, look at the facts, and facts do not care about your feelings. They're very important.
Your feelings might be important. I'm not discounting your feelings.
No,
I
for
just want to
sure.
say that.
Yeah, for sure.
But identify your feelings
Over the facts. They're different
over
things.
the facts.
They're very
different
different.
things.
They're very different. Very different.
Identify your opinion over the facts.
Right, exactly.
And your opinion might be valid or easily
Yeah.
or somewhat substantiated.
It's true.
Um,
It's true.
I wanted to look up deaths in U.S. each
So,
year.
and also, I think, like, you need to be respectful, especially at your other's house. But you really need to look at the statistics again and see what the possibility of you actually getting this
Do you know how many deaths there are in the United States each year?
from just death.
Just deaths. Total
Probably
deaths.
a million. No, because cars kill 1 million people a year. Probably 20 million, I'm guessing.
20 million, bro? That'd be insane.
Okay, maybe 5 million.
2,800,000.
Dude, well, cars kill 1 million people a year.
Well, I'm just saying.
We should ban cars, guys. I'm banning cars.
Really?
Dead serious.
From
Cars a year. Or is it 100,000? No, I'm pretty sure it was 1 million. No, I could have sworn it was 1
no,
million.
it's not 1 million, bro.
Yes, it
You
is.
need to you make sure you like.
I swear it is.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
1.25 million.
1.25 million. We should ban cars, guys.
Ban cars.
Screw guns. Ban cars.
Social distancing from cars.
Social distancing. Stay away from your cars, guys.
Social distancing from cars.
Bumblebee's coming back.
I just want to be clear. I do want to say this. We would be irresponsible. And again, Isaiah's already said this multiple times.
Yep.
We're not saying don't wash your hands. We're not saying don't cough into. By the
We're
way,
not saying don't disregard what
by
these
the way,
politicians are saying.
I like the well. I'm
just saying-
okay with civil disobedience. Just for the record, if these restrictions, heavy restrictions, keep going, they're
Yeah.
not sustainable. They're not sustainable. The heavy restrictions aren't.
They're not like.
They're not realistic.
They're not realistic. Exactly.
Well, who benefits? Inslee believes in socialism and communism. He does. So who benefits from all these restrictions?
Him.
Who benefits from a poor economy?
Really, him.
Liberals benefit from a poor economy because they become more dependent on government. I'm sorry, they do. That's the fact.
They're lazy.
Liberals support. I don't want to say all liberals are lazy. They might be. There's a lot of rich liberals out there. They might have earned it. That's fine, but that doesn't mean your beliefs and your policies are best for a
sure.
society. Sorry.
For sure.
And by the way, I want to say for the record right now, I'm not a registered Republican. Matter of fact, my last vote was for a Democrat, and I'll leave his name absent and my motivation for voting for him. But that's another discussion.
Maybe our next podcast.
No, we're not doing it. But anyway, I have legit. Be quiet though. I have legitimately voted for a Democrat.
Yes.
So,
He didn't want to.
shush up. My point is this. I am all for washing hands. I'm all for, limited restrictions on social distancing.
Yeah.
Some restrictions on, I think it's insane. All the schools and everything have been shut down. Businesses have been shut down. I think that's insane.
For sure.
But I'm all for common sense.
Exactly.
I don't want my mom and dad who are in their 70s dying.
Right.
But I also can objectively say death is part of life.
Right.
It's going to happen to all of us.
A very close friend of mine once said, and this was kind of dark, but it actually, I don't think it's that dark. I think it's just realistic. When you're born into this earth, there's only one thing you're guaranteed. Can you guess what that is, Dave?
Death. Yeah.
What else are you guaranteed? You're not guaranteed that you're going to be homeless on the
They
street.
used to say this. You know what the old saying used to be?
What?
The only thing guaranteed in life is death and taxes.
Well, I don't
But
say
taxes, a lot of people avoid taxes.
Well, aborted babies avoid taxes.
No, don't get me started there. We'll have to cover that topic.
You know
I'd love to hear.
We'll cover that topic.
Yeah,
will
let's
cover that
do.
topic. Okay, well, this has been the Coffee Experience. More episodes on the coronavirus. probably soon, depending on how this
Dude.
goes. Like, this is gonna be an actually.
By the way, have we found a way to make money from this podcast? Because we wouldn't mind donations or contributions. We don't have a way, huh?
Not yet.
Dang.
Well,
Well, for right now, you got free content, and I think a really great talk show. So, thanks for joining us for the Coffee Bean Experience. My name's Dave.
My name's Isaiah.
All right, we'll see you in the cafe, in the ale house, on the flip side, as they used to say.
See you, fam.